Hello, hello, radiant souls. Welcome to the recording for the 2023 releasing so that we can create the space and calling in clarity for 2024. So for this, you will find in our guide section, this is the workbook that I have created for this process. So releasing 2023 to create that clarity for 2024. So for this, I am going to do a meditation for you, as well as just setting the stage for you to do the work in this workbook. And so here we are, and here we go. So I'm going to start with creating some sacred space. I love creating sacred space and calling in the guidance and the light and support of our support team. And so talking about support team, I'm obviously referring to goddesses, angels, luminous ancestors, light beings, family members, however that feels good for you, and having the support of them while we engage in this process. So just land into your body, just feeling your breath entering your nostrils, and then expanding your rib cage. If you want to put your hands on your heart, feel free to do so. Head over heart, heart over hips. And just breathing into your body, feeling the ribs expand on the inhalation and then gently collapse on the exhalation. Landing in your hips, your knees, and your feet, landing on the ground, the floor. Just being present with your body. Noticing the tension, if there's any tension in your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, and then release that and soften. And just continue to breathe. And we're calling in our luminous ancestors, the goddesses, the angels, the light beings, for them to be present and to hold us. And they are all here. And if there's anybody that you would like to call and name particularly, please do so. And we're rooted in the present and becoming aware of ourselves in this present moment, connecting to our heart, expanding. You can rub your left and your right hands together. I'm going to adjust this screen a little bit. There we go. Rubbing your left and your right hands together creates that connection between the left and right hemispheres of the brain, but also brings in that masculine energy and the feminine energy. We have masculine and feminine energies within all of us, regardless of which gender you identify with. And so it is about kind of that balancing that yin and that yang. Okay, so for the work, there are some outlines here, or there's an outline here about, how you can bring yourself into quiet space. So we've done a little bit of that here by opening up this meditation and walking you through the process. So by all means, we've done a little bit of connecting with ourselves, but there is a little bit more of an in-depth practice here so that you can dive a little bit deeper. And setting a tone, if you will. So if you are creating some sacred space, safe space as well, then if it feels good for you, you can always add things like candles, You can add some incense, so burning some incense. I have a hard time with incense, so I personally prefer to have essential oils diffused. If you want, you can actually anoint yourself with some oil. I use rose oil a lot, as you probably know, but just whatever resonates for you. Some of the flower essences are very nice to have a connection with. For me, like I said, rose is one of the ways that I open up my heart space. So do whatever feels good for you. You can also set yourself up, not just for the quiet space, with a candle, diffusing oils, or if you want to do some smudging, you can do some smudging as well. You can play some music. I actually just thought I might as well just create a little bit of a playlist for you so that it can help you create some vibrational attunement. And the vibrational attunement modalities are really good for us to set that sacred space around us, but also kind of that connection within. So there's a little bit of a discussion with a quote from Rebecca Campbell. I did a 9-month inner temple journey with her, and I just was I was transformed by the experience. Short version. But there are some things that I've really appreciated about the work that I've weaved into this practice. So overall, this journal is, or workbook, same thing, is a 9-page process. So we start with how you let go of 2023. And then it is about integrating. So letting go is one part of this process, but integrating 2023 and spending some time in that integration. And so integration is largely about allowing something that feels new to eventually feel at home, to plant ourselves here more deeply than before. It's about inviting integration and understanding the conditions that support it. So integrating from 2023 to allow that to become part of who we are. And so that's an honoring process and allowing that integration. So releasing, allowing and integrating, and then calling in the clarity that you want for 2024. And part of that process, I introduced about peace. So centering in your heart space, what has brought you the most amount of peace this past year? How can you bring that with you in 2024? And what has brought you the least amount of peace? And then the next part is about beingness and baby steps that you can take. Instead of these big lofty goals of this, and this is about awakening this inner vision that we have and being guided by our soul, our heart and our soul. What does our heart and our soul want for us to be expressed into beingness for 2024? And then I have a prayer of honoring. So that's the process itself for this workbook. But what I am going to be doing here, besides doing this, this discussion about the steps that you can take for this releasing, as I'm going to be doing this meditation for you. Okay, so just gently land in your heart space. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Can you put your hands, fold your hands in your lap, put your hands in your heart space, which I like to do. You can put one hand on your heart and one on your womb space, whatever feels good for you. And be here now. Be present. Be aware of the air entering your nostrils, flowing down into your lungs and expanding your lungs, and flowing down your spinal cord into your root of your spinal cord and your root chakra, the red chakra. Imagine that there is a red string from your red root chakra, connecting to Mother Earth and anchoring in. And imagine that anchoring in is like roots. And imagine that you are connecting with the root connection, the root system of your sisters here in this group, in this sacred container. It's like you're holding hands. And with that connection, your luminous essence, it expands in connection in that sacred sisterhood, flowing from your left hand all the way around and received on your right. Every woman in this group is connected, flowing from your left, receiving on your right, and then flowing that connection from your left all the way around to each one of these sisters and receiving on the left. And that luminous essence, that brightness that has been expanded within, concentrates within your heart. And maybe you can feel the warmth or some tingling sensations in your heart space, in the front and the back of your heart. And allow that energy, that sensation to expand from your heart space. And you're tuning in and you're opening up your awareness, your consciousness, centered in your third eye space, connecting to the cosmic mother, that knowingness, that oneness, being present above and below, as within and so without. And just continue to breathe, knowing you are held here by your sisters, knowing you are held here by the goddesses, knowing you are held and witnessed here by the angels, and your maternal line, your maternal lineage are here to bear witness in the most loving, compassionate, and supportive way. They're here for you. And as you are slowly coming to a place of closure for this past year, 2023, you are clearing away any roots, any cords, and any ties that no longer serve your highest and best good. Your sisters, the goddesses, the angels, your luminous ancestors are here to support you in cutting away, trimming back, anything that no longer serves you. And returning to sender with love and compassion. You're cutting those cords, you're letting those things go. And the goddess Kali is here dropping in to support you and letting it go, cutting it down, and burning it away. And whatever ash is left over from the things that no longer serve you from the past year are turned into fertilizer. And this fertilizer is being used for this new garden that you are creating for 2024. You are planting some new seeds. And whatever seeds you want to plant, imagine that you have seeds within your pocket and you pull them out. And whatever those seeds are, whether that's freedom, ease, health, just listen to what your heart is wanting you to birth into 2024. Go into the silence if you are not clear. Listen to what your heart is saying to you. Take some breaths and sit in the silence here. And breathe into your seeds. Whisper the words that you are wanting to plant for 2024. Keep it simple. No more than 3 things. Breathe into them. And whisper your heart's desiring. And go ahead and plant them in this barren, fertile field that you have created for growth in 2024. What is it that you are planting here now? And you feel some warmth and luminescence, some light glowing around you. And some soft music is playing. It's the choir of angels. And they are celebrating you and the seeds that you're planting for 2024, for the year ahead. In numerology, 2024 is the number 8. Flipped on its side, it's infinity. And there's a freedom in the number 8. And it feels good and it feels abundant. And it feels joyous and easeful, graceful, and ever so loving. And you are surrounded by your sisters, the goddesses, the angels, your luminous ancestors. And breathe it in. And again, breathe it into your body, allowing it to shift and change the DNA of your body, the cells, the physical matter in your body. Let it root in, let it become integrated. Join your hands together and thanks for the witnesses, the sisters, goddess, angels, luminous ancestors, all of us that have been gathered and collected here in this sacred space outside time, in the sacred now. And thank yourself for being present and creating the sacred space. Rub your hands together, slowly come back into your physical body, in the here and the now. You can rub your hair, your scalp, rub some shoulders, your arms. Bring yourself back into your physical body, your hips, your thighs, your knees. And just breathe in the present moment. And so now with that meditation, you can spend a little bit of time with your journal or your workbook rather, and please do share how that went with for you in our group. So many blessings bestowed upon you for the coming year, 2024. Much love.